Hello, I wanted to talk with you today about how you're doing in general in the propositions. I would say, given the circumstances that you're doing this at home, alone, etc., you're doing really well, all of you in some way, some much better than others. I think some of the problems are the English. One of the biggest problems is that we're not really seeing clearly that we're doing a universal thing, that these are conceptual beings, these are things of the intellect. And some of us are still lost in imagination. So we're saying things like, let's pretend, or I understood the rules to be this, or something like that. It's about seeing things in the intellect. When I say bag of tricks over here, it's a little joke. It's something that we know, okay? We know that two things equal to the same thing or equal to each other. That's something the intellect sees. When we're saying things in the propositions like, well gosh, if A equals B and A equals C, then C equals B. We know that from our bag of tricks. That's not a universal statement. Two things equal to the same thing or equal to each other. That's a universal statement. That's something your grandfather saw. That's something your great-grandfather saw. That's something your grandkids will see. A equals B, whatever. Those are just particulars, okay? So that's probably the biggest thing. Remember, geometry is a science about things made by reason in imagined continuous quantity. So when you're doing a proposition, it's not like, oh gosh, we said that this triangle is equal to this triangle. Oh, I think the rules are, no. It's like this. Intellect says, hey, imagination, make a straight line. Now, hold that line fixed. Make the circle. Now hold it fixed on the other side. Make the circle. Horrible drawing, but I understand what it means. That's what it's about. It's about stuff of the intellect, okay? So that's the main thing. Now here from now on, I want you to follow these steps in doing the propositions. These 6 steps. State the enunciation, draw the given, state this, thus it is required, prove it, state the universal, quod erat demonstrandum. Let me explain with the first proposition. Just state the enunciation in a universal way to construct an equilateral triangle. Pretty simple, that's it. So you get up in front of the camera or the friends to construct an equilateral triangle on a given straight line. That's what we get, okay? So then draw the given. The only thing that's given in this proposition is a straight line. And now you go to the particular. You say this intellect is going to see things from this imagination. Now look at this image. Here we have an image of a line. Okay? So thus on this line, it is required to construct an equilateral triangle. Third step. Thus it is required. In proposition 1, it is required on this straight line to construct an equilateral triangle. Then you prove it. And you prove it with universals. We know that given a straight line and holding one side fixed, you make a circle. Terrible circle. Almost too bad that I have to redraw. It's so ugly. Someone made a circle like this. That's a horrible circle. That's difficult for the intellect to use that image. The intellect can probably use this image. Then hold this fixed and make another circle. Is that right? No. Hold this fixed and make another circle. Okay? Listen, you can't do the drawings beforehand. You have to do the drawings as part of the proof. I don't want any more letters, A, B, C, and then say, don't do that. Just this image. Use your fingers, make little marks, control this. Then you can say, you make little marks to show that two things equal the same thing or equal to each other. You do all that, but talk about the image. Talk about everything there. So, review. State the enunciation. On a given straight line to construct an equilateral triangle. Draw the given. Then say, thus it is required, and say what you have to do in the particular. Prove it, which I just did say, and then, therefore we have shown it is possible on a given straight line to construct an equilateral triangle. And then for fun, say the little Latin part, quod erat demonstrandum, or quod erat faciendum. In this case, it's a faciendum, a making, as opposed to demonstrating. Thank you.